Good evening. It's Monday evening, and it's a new week of daily vlogs. How lovely. So, Sunday, how was yesterday for me? Yesterday was quite nice because I sort of had a day off. Yes, I know. Marvellous. I had a few bits and pieces to do around the house. Bedding, putting washing away, washing bedding, stuff like that. And of course, at this time of year, doing a wash is a little bit of an operation because you've got to get it dry. So I have to use the dehumidifier, I have to use a fan because we're not having the heating on all day long. We only have it on at certain points during the day because, frankly, we just can't afford it. I mean, I've said before, we'd be spending at least £10 a day, at least, if we had the heating on for extended periods of time. And we just don't earn enough to be able to do that because the prices are so high now. I mean, I was chatting with Vivi about this, and it is completely criminal how this has changed in the past couple of years. You know, you all know we've been in this house for 20 years. And during that time, we've never had an issue paying the bills. We've always been able to afford to heat the house. Yes, okay, it costs a little bit more than it would in a smaller house. And yes, this is a Victorian, notoriously drafty houses. But we've always paid for the energy, never had a problem with it. It's never been sky high. Yes, maybe a little expensive at times, but never sky high. It is now sky high. So there you go. Anyway, so yes, washing, drying, all of that. You have to tend to the washing when you're drying it on a cold winter day. Turn it, take advantage of any background heat when it's on. I don't cover my radiators in washing. I don't do that because that's not great for the house. So yeah, it was a relaxed day, but most of all, I had a lovely bath. I had to boost the hot water to get it really nice and warm, and I really enjoyed it. Nice bath, hair wash, put some fresh warm clothes on, lovely warm fire in the evening. A friend came over for dinner. So yeah, it was a lovely Sunday. So fast forward to today, back at work. It's been a grey day. It's been virtually dim and dark all day long. No sunshine at any point, I don't think. Little bit of rain. Work has been fairly busy. Lots of document work today. A number of appointments, so people coming in, meeting and greeting. So yeah, it's been okay. Yeah, just so dull in terms of the weather. You really feel at this time of year that it is the darkest time. Very short days indeed. Yeah, I can kind of see why people look forward to that Christmas cheer. Just bringing a little more light into the house. But of course, you got to pay for it as well. You got Christmas decorations everywhere and lights everywhere. You got to pay for it. And you're gonna pay for it. Oh, shut up, Richard. Stop talking about the expense of life. Suck it up, buttercup. So Paul's having a bath at the moment. He's upstairs, and then we will be eating. I'm not doing a fire this evening because it's not as cold as it was. It's slightly milder. I believe it's going to get quite cool towards the middle of the week. So I've had my little ceramic heater on, just to give a little bit of background heat, and that's okay. It's livable, it's doable. So yeah, I'm going to get changed shortly, and we will eat and watch a bit of TV and hunker down for the evening. Yeah. So there you go. That's Monday, Sunday and Monday for you in a flash. A new week beginneth again. Yeah, it's just speeding past, isn't it? Crazy. Anyhow, I hope you're all very, very well. And thank you for all your comments on my daily vlog videos and Sunday chat as well. So pleased you enjoy them. Thank you. Your support means a lot, because without the viewers, there is no show, there is no YouTube. You are what matters, the viewer. Ta-ra for now. See you tomorrow. Bye. Good evening. It's Tuesday evening. Yes, there's a fire on in the hearth. It's turning cold again. It's been quite mild, and we really feel it in the house when it's about 2 or 3 degrees warmer. You really notice the difference. You don't need as many layers. But I have multiple layers on this evening because it is turning cold, but not as cold as it was, which is good. So Paul said to me at lunchtime, "Are we having a fire tonight? Didn't you, Paul?"
Yes, I did.
You did. I wanted a fire this evening. So I said, "Of course, my darling, I'll build a fire." So I did. And it's done.
Is that what you said?
I said, "Of course, my darling." No, I didn't really. I said,
said
"All
you'll
right,
have to
whatever."
Yeah.
So Tuesday, how's the day been today? This afternoon was incredibly busy, actually. I said to Paul at lunch, well, it's quite, it's okay. It's doable. Quite a lot of document works, but not many document work, but not many phone calls. And this afternoon that was turned on its head. We had lots of phone calls, one after the other. And I had to keep up with my notes. At one point I had note after note after note. I was struggling to catch up, but hey, that's how it is sometimes. But yeah, relatively busy day, which is good. The day goes in a flash. Can't quite believe it's already Wednesday tomorrow. And the good news is that I have Friday off this week. Not sure whether we'll be able to get out and about this week, because I think the forecast is atrocious weather. Rain, grey skies. You've got a compost delivery, Paul. How lovely. Maybe I'll come down and film that just for fun.
You can sniff it.
I don't think so. So yeah, not sure about what we're going to be doing, or whether it will just be a house day. Maybe I'll do some cooking. Maybe I'll do some Christmas cooking, Paul. What do you mean?
You could do a spice loaf.
Well, I'd quite like to do a spicy loaf. Did I do a video? Yes, I did do a video. I'll try and post a link here above my head. Spicy malt loaf. But we need the ingredients for a spicy malt loaf, Paul. Like malt.
We got that.
Have we got enough though, Paul? It might be an
jar.
empty. You got a new jar. Oh, yes. Sugar. We need sugar. Have we got sugar? No, we need sugar. It's got to be sweet. It's Christmas. It's Christmas multi-spiced fruit loaf. I've got a hankering for chocolate at the moment, I have to say. I know that none of you find that surprising, knowing that I am actually a chocoholic. My name is Richard. I am a chocoholic. But I did have a little look at Quality Street tins today.
Did you?
I did.
Mm.
You can get a really big one. A really big one. That's supposed to last all Christmas and New Year, but for me it would probably last about 2 days. No, not really. I'm not that bad. Well, I am. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I am. Anyway, I'm going now because we're going to be eating shortly. Paul, what are we having tonight? Pumpkin stew.
Butterbean, isn't it?
Oh, butterbean casserole. Lovely for the third night in a row.
Mm.
But that's how to eat cheaply. We don't mind eating the same thing. If it's delicious, we'll eat it night after night, won't we?
Mm.
It's cheap, tasty, and filling, to coin a phrase. I'm going now. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. It's Thursday morning. I didn't do a vlog yesterday. It was an incredibly busy afternoon at work. I was given an extra piece of work to do, and of course I said, yes, I'll do it, no problem. Whilst thinking, oh God, another thing to do. So I was sort of head in the computer all afternoon. And when I got in from work, I built a fire, and the evening sort of ran away with me. I did a few household chores, and just didn't get a chance to check in with you. So sorry about that. I think I have a little mild cold at the moment. I have a very sore nose, which I think is due to all the nose wiping that's been going on recently. Had a big sneezing fit at work yesterday. Feel absolutely fine. A slight tickle in the throat and a bit bunged up. But, I think there are a couple of colds going around at the moment, and it is winter. But I feel fine, not a problem. So, it's Thursday morning. I've put a wash on because I'm trying to get ahead of the game. And also, I don't want washing drying overnight as well. So I try to do it during the day. So once that's done, I'll put that out. I think it's about, 7:15. Something like that. I'm on my second cup of tea. And it's a work day today, but not tomorrow. And the weather forecast appears to have changed slightly. It said it was going to rain all day on Friday, but I think we're getting that today because I believe there's been a weather warning for rain. I don't know whether it's in this area or I've not looked at the weather forecast yet. I'm still waking up. So I will see you later. Good evening. It's Thursday evening. Boy, what a busy afternoon at work. It's almost as though they just throw things at me and you just have to get on with it. Sometimes you think it can't get any busier than this, and it does. And it's been a cold, cold day as well. I was quite shocked at lunchtime when I walked out and realised that it was absolutely bitterly cold and there was a wind and it was raining. Lovely. In the deep midwinter. It's not lovely at all this year. Not enjoying it. I still feel as though I've got a bit of a cold, a bit bunged up in the head. But I don't feel bad, I feel fine. So my nose is still sore. So it's a bit of a pain if you've got to blow your nose. Anywho, I've got work to do this evening. I've got a few household chores to do. And I have to write my piece for the newsletter as well, which is hopefully going to be out by the end of this week. So I know Paul's been working on it and he's been writing his stuff. So I've got to do my bit. Hurrah! So nothing much to report. I've just built a fire and it took ages to light because the coal's quite damp. Finally got it going. Perseverance. It's the name of the game at the moment in my life. Perseverance. Just carry on. Anywho, tomorrow is the day off, which, as you all know, means I'll be doing stuff around the house. If it's a pleasant afternoon, we may get out somewhere. Not too sure where, if at all. But if I'm doing things around the house, I'll take you with me. So, better crack on. See you tomorrow. Morning. It's Friday morning. It's very bright. It's been a partially clear night. There wasn't lots of cars in the street. There wasn't much frost, I don't think. I think it was sort of fairly damp and quite cold. Cars doing car ballet in the street, trying to pass each other. Sorry, distracted easily at the moment. So yeah, it was quite damp, I think, last night. Not terribly cold. There was a little bit of condensation on the windows this morning, but nothing too bad, which is good. And it felt very mild, actually. This front room felt quite warm. We had a fire last night. And when we do have a fire, the room sort of stays warm throughout the night, which is good, which means it's pleasant in the morning. We had the heating on, but what we've noticed in terms of monitoring our smart meter is that obviously on a warmer day, the heating doesn't use as much energy to get up to heat or to heat the water. So when we see that it's going to be, 9, 10 degrees, we're like, yay, great. We're not using as much gas and electricity, which is good. We have to monitor it. I mean, having a smart meter, I know some people are really against smart meters, but we found it really useful because you can actually monitor and be aware of the amount of energy that certain devices use. And what you can do is turn everything off apart from your fridge and freezer. You can kind of work out how much energy they're using, and then when you switch something on, you see the jump. So things like the kettle, I mean, obviously it's not on for a long time, but boy, that meter really revs up. The kettle's like the Ferrari of appliances. But we've also noticed things that don't use a lot of energy. For example, just a fan, an ordinary fan, uses next to nothing. And as you know, I use a fan to aid the drying of our clothes. And it is quite effective. I can't say it's a miracle worker, but it does speed up the drying time. The dehumidifier doesn't use a huge amount either. The little heaters that we've got, the little ceramic heaters, if you work those on the eco mode and actually select the temperature, usually around sort of between 14 and 16 degrees, that doesn't use an awful lot either. Because it's running on a lower wattage when it's set to a lower temperature, obviously. So, yeah, I think they are useful things, smart meters. Yeah, There we go. So I'm still kind of waking up. It's about, I don't know, 9:30. Alexa, what's the time?
It's 9:59 a.m.
Oh, 10 o'clock. Got that wrong. I feel a bit sluggish this morning, and I think it's the product of having a good night's sleep for a start. But also, it's been an incredibly busy week at work. I've worked my ass off, as I usually do. But because I'm a responder, I respond to things that come in. If if it's a quiet day in terms of stuff coming in, then it's a quieter day for me. But it hasn't been recently. It's been busy. A lot of document work, a lot of computer work, which really drains you, and you have to remember to take micro breaks. So yeah, I feel a bit, and I have spent some time just looking at social media this morning. And now I'm going to get on with chores. I've got a wash on, which is going to finish in about half an hour. I've just put some washing away. I need to do some tidying around. In here, it's looking a little bit lived in. Obviously, it's the end of the week. I keep saying obviously, obviously, obviously. I do apologise. Overuse of the word. But I'm still coming to. Paul's got to go down the plot this morning because he's expecting a delivery of compost, which I think is the leftover orders from when they couldn't deliver because the street that the allotments are on was closed for quite some time because Thames Water were doing some checking of pipes to see whether there were any old lead pipes in the area, which was very disruptive. And it was very disruptive for my work because that's where I work. I work right next to the allotment site. It was very disruptive. And from the letter that they sent when they said they were going to do the work, it seemed like it was all going to be a breeze, no problem. We're just going to dig a few small holes and check for pipes. No worries, it's not an issue. Well, it was an issue, and it took forever. Anywho, I'm going to get on. There's stuff I need to do. I just wanted to share with you this absolute beauty. I mean, it's so gorgeous. It's neither a Thanksgiving cactus nor a Christmas cactus, but flowers in between. So I think I'm going to call it an Advent cactus. Yeah. Isn't it gorgeous in the sun this morning? The sun is shining through the leaves. It's beautiful. I love it. And there's this beautiful pale pink one as well, which is just so beautiful, fluffy and just divine. Gorgeous. I love them. Morning, it's Saturday morning. We've just finished filming Sunday Chat. I realised this week's vlogs aren't particularly long, but it's a bumper episode of Sunday Chat, so hopefully you'll get your fix of Richard and Paul. So let me reflect on yesterday. I did quite a few bits and pieces yesterday. Washing, tidying, all the stuff that I'd like to try and do on a Friday if I'm off. And it was, fairly busy day, to be honest. But this morning's weather has been atrocious. It's brightening up now. I don't know whether you can see, I probably look quite bright. But first thing, it was absolutely chucking it down. And I think we were meant to have that weather yesterday. But they're also forecasting stormy conditions. I guess it must be warm air butting up against cold air. There must be a cold front or a warm front coming in from some direction. I'm not sure which. But it's breezy. It's been very wet. Everything is covered in raindrops. I could hear it sort of hitting the chimney cowl. I could hear a tip-tapping sound. I thought, I hope the rain's not coming in. And then I realised it was on top of the new cowl. Yeah, we had a good night's sleep last night, which was lovely. So I feel quite refreshed. I've got quite a bit of work to do now. I've got to do my editing of both this and Sunday Chat. I'd also got to do some final preparations for the read-along. It doesn't take that much prep to do that show because I kind of know what I want to talk about. I don't want to give away everything about the book that I've read, which is The Owl Service by Alan Garner. So, I don't want the show to be a complete review of the book. I want it to be a discussion about how the story was for people rather than giving away all the plot. So just a reminder to you all that we're live on Sunday, tomorrow, the 10th of December at 4 o'clock GMT. So that's 1600 hours GMT, which is the UK's current time zone. And we hope you can join us. Join us. So yeah, I better get on with my day. I better get on with editing. Sorry it's been such a short one this week, but that's the way it goes. The week has been busy in other ways. Yeah. So take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following us here on YouTube and the other platforms. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.